thank you even more for joining us tonight on When Can We Play, where the answer is, I don't know anymore. Tonight, you're going to be joining us as we play Blades in the Dark, one of my favorite RPGs written by John Harper and published by Evil Hat Productions. Tonight, I am joined by my wonderful, amazing, patient friends, starting with Victor Rivera, wonderful actor and personality, who will be playing Thingama, the demented inventor.
Let's screw around!
I regret so much giving you any power to say anything. And also we have Jacob Skinner, who will be playing Everett Vega, who I keep referring to as Vincent Vega, because Pulp Fiction's a great movie.
I'm still not opposed to changing it. We could be Vincent if it's that fun.
Yeah, I gave you the worst opener of all time just now. What the hell was that? Everett Vega, the ex-noble on a quest for vengeance.
Yeah. I just like making friends, so, you like me, right?
And finally, but not in any way least, the powerhouse of this team and long-term friend of mine, Paige McCay, playing Barnum, the Cutter, an acrobat from a circus that was unfortunately in an accident burned to the ground, and she knows the people who did that accident.
Oh, I just like to play some games, if you wanna see how fast you can run, maybe see how well you can dodge.
And
it's nice flying by you.
And tonight we will be joining these three absolutely charming and totally trustworthy scoundrels in the city of Duskfall, a city of that has not seen natural sunlight for a very long time, as the sun does not exist as you and I know it. It was shattered long, long ago when the gates of death were broken. And now the world exists in perpetual darkness, with a fog ever present in the city of Duskfall, one of the last bastions of humanity, surrounded by an electric fence powered by Leviathan blood. Basically, this entire setting is absolutely sick. And tonight, this crew is going to be getting up to some naughty business. Maybe getting some vengeance, fulfilling some vendettas, maybe just taking things because they want to. I have no idea. But thank you so much for joining us. Victor, would you like to name tonight's episode for us?
Yes. Episode 3, Territory Retaliation.
Territory Retaliation. So, we can open our scene as we usually do, just because it's a comfortable place to start, in Thingama's workshop, an underground lair in the abandoned district of Six Towers, a once populated, even aristocratic city district of the city. It's now home to squatters and ne'er-do-wells. What's our crew getting up to this evening?
Barnum, you look a little stronger than you did last time we saw you.
Me? No. I just want to pull my sleeve down over a couple new bruises. I've been out of character question. Where did you guys? Where was I last week? Did you guys say where I was last week? Or?
Now, as concise as it would be if I did it, and as much of a gamble as this is, I would love to hear you guys fill her in on what happened last week. If you're bold.
We befriended Duskfall's own Frankenstein. How about that? Duskfall's own Shakespearean Frankenstein, who performs to his dear doll friends that conglomerate along his walls, that are in no way creepy or frightening.
It was very creepy. You know Vincent's whole plot line where he's after Lord Sotan.
Lord Skurlock, yes, the noble whose name is the only thing you can recall about him, really. Oh, and the fact that he took Vega's titles from him.
Well,
I was going to remind you.
Vega picked up a thing where we got it a clue to go into a mansion to find out the something about Lord Stordom.
That sounds right.
Go on.
Yeah, and then we went through, and then after some really good rolls that I did probably,
Yeah, of course.
then I almost died from a ghost, I think, and then we met. His name's the Beast, and he's excellent.
We have new friends.
Swell guy. Yeah, you'd like him. You would.
He's a Frankenstein. I'm sure I would. I used to know some of the Frankensteins, actually.
Don't go there. Don't go there, you clown. Don't do it.
It's too meta.
Stories I can tell.
All right, my friends. So there are a few factors, I guess, to consider. For one is, of course, the factions page, which I have already informed my players of. The factions always at work in Duskfall, regardless of what our crew is up to. They have their own motivations they're always pursuing. Most interestingly, and of course we talked about this outside of the game, but our good friend Victor here, Thingama, that is, had noticed that the Grey Cloaks have been acting a little too comfortable in Six Towers, almost as if they're not just squatting or visiting, almost as if they're planning on keeping some of this turf as their turf.
Yeah, and that's not good because that's where my workshop is. So, I have a suggestion. So, I have no money. I am a baroque, much like many of the things you see around me. And then I point to all the piles of shrapnel and garbage. But in order for us to get coin as a group, as a gang, as a band of misfits, I recommend that we do a heist or something against the Grey Cloaks because one, Barnum hates their fucking guts. Two, we will reduce their clout in Six Towers so that they stop encroaching on my shit and the safe hidden warehouse, and we can steal from them.
Ooh, you spoke my language once you started talking about stealing.
Very intriguing offer. How could I refuse?
Excellent.
Well, point the way, Thingama. Let's jump in our who's a what's it?
No, what's it's a different thing. This is Huppledeepup.
Just jump in Huppledeepup and be on our way.
Let's do it.
All right, wait. So where are you specifically? Are you on your way to?
So I was thinking about that, and since they're encroaching in on our district, then we should hit them where they're most vulnerable, not where they just gained territory, and not their first area that they got territory, because that would be most established. Where they have the most amount of people is where they just encroached. So I'm thinking their second or third buildings that they got.
Cool.
Haven't had enough time to establish. Haven't had enough time to establish everything going on over there yet. So why not hit him where it hurts before they can hit us where it hurts?
Yes.
Are they over in Crowsfoot, maybe? Where is their second location?
Oh, everybody's got turf in Crowsfoot.
I was thinking, here, because that's where we are now, and that's where I live. So, Six Towers.
Here in Six Towers. All right. Now, it could have been an oversight of mine. Did we pick I feel like we picked a hunting grounds, but we never wrote where it was.
Oh.
We're hunting?
Hunting grounds are a location, not necessarily where your crew is located. If you don't want to do that, you could. But It's basically you get an extra gather information roll, I believe. I'm trying to look it up right now. Extra gather information roll in regards to scores in that location, and I believe it +1 engagement roll. Let me double check that though. But yeah, something along those lines. Basically, you get advantages from doing it on your score on your hunting grounds.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we do have that.
I don't think we did.
I thought we picked them, but I don't remember what they were because we went back and forth about if we wanted it to be where the pub is or not.
This might have been like one of the first things we talked about when we were all learning the game.
Here we go. You get
Yes.
+1 die to gather information and a free downtime activity to contribute to that operation. There we go. So, do we want to I think we established at Crow's Foot, honestly, because you paid someone. I don't know. We could say 6 towers, though. I mean, it's your home turf. But once we establish this is canon. We're sticking to it.
Well, it is what I'm thinking. Thingama, the plan was to stop them in their tracks where they are now.
Yeah, I feel like they're gaining ground here, and I hate that.
Well, of course, it's a workshop. If you don't have a workshop, we don't have a base.
Mhm.
So, obviously, it's just where are we staying in 6 towers? Is that what we're doing here? We stopping them here?
Let's get them here. Let's get them right here, right now.
Actually,
Mhm.
let's consider this a 6 towers mission. But where are they moving in from? Charter Hall? Are they coming in from Brightstone?
Gray cloaks are everywhere.
That would be a very fair gather information roll if you wanted.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I don't know where their base would be right now.
Well, if we can figure out where they're coming from, which direction, we could just stop them in their tracks at the bridge.
Well, Barnum had a good point earlier of saying that, they are maybe coming from Crow's Foot. Because that's what it says on our map.
If
That
they're
is one of the locations you have established that you're aware they are. Because that's where your Barnum's favorite bar is, and that's where you've bumped into them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got 2 bridges leading from Crow's Foot to 6 towers. What if, hear me out on this, Barnum may be a fan of this one, you may be a fan of this one, we take out one of the bridges leading from Crow's Foot to 6 towers.
Ooh, we haven't done anything assaulty yet.
Now I'll say,
Now, hold on.
that is a mighty large endeavor. This is not me dissuading you. That sounds sick. I just want you to know there's going to be a lot of stuff going into that idea. The bridges are maintained by the city. That's government architecture you're messing with. So that'll be something.
Vega, do you recall years ago when you and I were on a mission together and we blew up an entire dock?
I might.
I feel like similar protocols in order here.
Uh-oh. What you thinking, Thingama? You showing your teeth?
Oh, I don't think... Hold on. I believe my map is misinterpreted. I don't believe you could destroy a bridge into 6 towers. That's not a... It connects into Charter Hall. Like they seep into each other over that thinner black line at the bottom. I'll make that a different color, I guess. It was hard to separate with the color palette, and the audience can't even see what I failed at, so it's all fine. But yeah, Charter Hall and 6 Towers are connected into each other.
By that one piece of... Oh, so it's not just by that bridge, it's by all of it?
Mhm.
I like the just mayhem and technical skill that'll go into all of this. I like the boom. I think we should think smaller, maybe. Of like maybe there's a transport that they're bringing materials to gentrify my fine district of shit. So, like, we could, do a smaller movie instead of taking out a whole goddamn bridge.
Like blow up them.
Like, blow up them is good.
I would love blowing up them.
Well, I feel a bit outnumbered now. So, if you like blowing up them, then I guess we can blow them up.
Thingama, what can you tinker for us?
You know what gunpowder is. That's what those 8 barrels over there are. So that's why I ask you not to smoke near them.
Okay, fair.
Yep. I almost asked where you got those, but I'm not.
You don't wanna know.
You're right.
So, do we want to find where they're at in Crowsfoot, or do we want to go where they are here? Do we know what building they're in?
Why not take advantage of the home turf advantage? What? Why not take use of the home turf advantage?
I like that. It as a sign to stay out of 6 towers.
We'll show them to mess with us. The game.
So, mechanically, what kind of heist are we running here?
It sounds very assaulting.
A straight up assault is what we're doing. This is insane. This is nuts. This is outrageous. Now, I will say, be wary. And of course, again, not dissuading this, just informing. Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're good.
Excellent. Okay. Remember that no murder is unnoticed in Duskfall. Every time someone dies, a loud bell goes gong and alerts the spirit wardens, who will come not too long after. So if you're going to hit and run, it's just something to be wary of, is all.
So, what if we make it less about, unfortunately for you, Barnum, less about killing the Greycoats specifically, and more so about stopping the transport coming in?
I like that.
Hmm? If a couple happen to die in the process, they happen to die in the process. Not an issue. But
As
not the
always, I
focus.
make no promises on who might end up in the crossfires.
That sounds very threatening to us.
All right. So you're hoping to deduce a kind of a resource drop-off point in 6 towers of theirs? All right. What kind of gather information roll are you going to do? And remember, you gotta phrase exactly what kind of question you're trying to ask me, so I can just give you a straight answer. So, is the question, where is a drop-off point?
Maybe like what caravan or like what run are they doing or something? Is that?
I'm not trying to do a gotcha here. I just mean, when you do gather information rolls, I can't give you like random information. I got to know what random information to give you.
I'd be much more interested in knowing where they are dropping the stuff off and knowing what time and when and who is going to be there and all of that bullshit, so that
All
we
right.
can understand what the most opportune time to go in is.
I think I can work with that. What kind of action are you using to get that information? And how?
I'm always going to say prowl. I'll sneak through the night. And, like, that's just my go-to because that's my strength. But anybody else have any ideas?
Sneaking through the night.
That works just fine. So
That works. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to beat it out of somebody because that's my only strength. So
And
that's it.
that can always go any number of ways.
Yeah.
All right, so Vega / Jake, don't forget at the bottom of all of your actions there is the roll fortune button. And when it asks you for the dice, you just put however many you have in prowl. Except since this is in your hunting grounds,
Plus
you get
one.
+1.
Danger,
So
danger.
we are establishing that 6 towers is our hunting grounds. Right,
Yep.
right now. 2.
It seemed like the place that we've gotten attached to so far, so it seems like a healthy choice. And you got a 6, so that is whole, complete information. So, stalking through the night in 6 towers, of course, knowing somewhat what to look for because you and your father had this exact kind of business in your home turf even. You do in fact find a location out on the shore of just on the river to the east. You have found a point. It's kind of a small, it looks like a bait and tackle shop kind of thing. You don't know exactly what they're selling because there's no signage to market, but you do see gray cloaks. And they're very distinguishable because of their very titular gray cloaks, but also the fact that some of them still wear their blue coat uniforms underneath just so they can quickly, throw them off and blend in if they have to. But you do see around midnight, and this is when the moon is shining, gigantic, always, every year seeming like it's getting closer. The moon casts just enough light, and the fog is actually a light mist tonight, so you can see it fairly well. You do see, in fact, a boat, just a simple, what do you call it? A skiff? I don't know boats. I had to learn boats for DMing. Jeez, focus. Okay, so you see just a regular sized boat with like maybe 4 or 5, maybe like 3 or 4 people on it. But the most important part is boxes, cargo, things with tarps thrown over them, and you see them absolutely transporting them. And as they approach, you see them flicker a lantern. You see them flicker it a certain way. That's what I'm giving you because you rolled a 6. And you see them respond with a similar flicker, but in a different pattern, of course. You get the gist. They pull up, and this is clearly a smuggling port for the Grey Cloaks. And what they're smuggling, again, with a 6 on a gather information is helpful. You can tell what is clearly not just weaponry, but also food and, sustenance, supplies for long-term encampment.
You said they were on a boat, right?
Yes.
On a boat. I'm on a boat.
Sorry, I'll let Jake answer that.
Yeah, of course. Rolling
Is
through.
that a song you learned about a boat?
I just made it up.
That's our new theme song for the show.
That's the word about boats.
Thingama drops a single.
A single one.
All right, so Vega fills you guys in on this information.
This is what I saw. This is where it is. This is what they're doing. They're planning to stay here, and no bueno.
I see taking those boxes as a bunch of coin that we could possibly get. I see destroying the boat as limiting them from future things. And then as we drive off into the night, we could say stay out of 6 Towers.
I like it. What about some fireworks? Stay out of 6 Towers.
I was also thinking about poisoning the food.
Ooh. Ooh.
Wait, are you poisoning the food or destroying the food?
Poisoning the food.
That's intense. Sorry, go on.
Not as stabby as I like, but I like it.
Some long-term deprivation.
Actually, wait. I think this is where I'm supposed to stop you because you guys are doing a bunch of planning talk, but we don't do that in Blades. No, Your characters did that. Yeah, it sounds like you have a goal. You know what your goal is, so let's pick the plan. What type of plan specifically? And of the options, of course, are assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, or transport. Which of these things are you trying to do? Which best encompasses what this goal is?
Are we being sneaky?
We are always trying to be sneaky, and sometimes it doesn't work out a lot.
You guys are always trying to be sneaky.
Yes, we know, Killer Clown. Thank you.
Do we want to do assault like we were talking about earlier?
Well,
Yeah, but
if we're blowing up a boat, it's going to be assault no matter what it is. It's just a matter of if we want to be sneaky getting into that situation, blowing it up and leaving before anyone sees.
how many boats, Vega? How many boats did you see?
As far as I know, they can only transport one boat at a time.
Then I don't think there's any need for sneaky.
Get in and get out.
All right. So, if your goal isn't to be unseen, then yeah, it's not a stealth plan. Your goal is to assault, do violence to a target. So the detail I need from you, what is the point of attack?
What if?
Go ahead, Vega.
Just had this idea. What if you let me sneak around, plant a bomb, possibly, while you guys are putting on a bit of a show with some fireworks and blades and such?
What if?
Go on.
As I'm thinking about this, it might not work. But what if we have Hubbledy-Pup and we put her out there, and then as they come in, then we're like, our boat is hurt. Oh no!
That sounds more like a deception plan. Like we're starting to stray. So all that stuff you guys are suggesting, all of that can be handled in flashbacks. Like after you say detail and I describe the approach, then you can say all that stuff you just said, and I can just tell you what flashbacks to use. But until we know what the plan and detail are, we can't.
Do flashbacks cause stress though?
Yes, usually.
Okay.
If it gets you a mechanical benefit, yeah. But all this stuff you're planning for, there's not really, it doesn't change. At the end of the day, you only pick one plan and one detail.
Okay, so define detail for me just one more time.
So, point of attack. The shack they were meeting at, the street outside the shack, the boat out on the river, the coast as they're coming up.
The boat. Okay, I think we were thinking.
Like how do we get to it?
Well, I
You
think
guys
we were
are
all
thinking very.
point of infiltration.
That sounds like, yeah, you guys are thinking, that's good. You guys are thinking of your crew's playbook. There's nothing wrong with that.
But point of attack would be just the boat.
Oh,
The boat, that is. I can't tell you how much I was really hoping you'd pick that because that's cool. All right, so now that we've picked our plan in detail before we roll engagement, so it is the middle of the night. As always, that's when we do our plans, and that's when these clandestine activities happen. You wait. Do you want to do any downtime activities? Because you do get one before the score.
do we have to roll a whole bunch of dice beforehand also, like preloading?
That's engagement.
Okay, we haven't done that yet, correct?
Yeah, so it goes planning detail.
Uh-huh.
I describe your plan in detail.
Uh-huh.
And then engagement roll is, okay, the first obstacle's coming up. How does it go?
I gotcha.
Yeah, so basically it's the game rolling how your first obstacle goes for you.
I want my one downtime to be healing with our doctor.
Go for it.
Don't we
All right.
get the doctor again, though?
Barnum wasn't here. Did you get the doctor asset last game?
We did.
Thingama did, yes.
Okay, so
We
you
got
would
a game
still...
before last, yeah.
But you had access to it last game.
Yes.
At the end of it, and then at the end of the first.
Okay, well, what I'm asking is, it seems like you did reacquire the asset, so I think she still has access to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it was a 2d6 doctor.
Yeah, I think so.
What do I need to roll?
I
Okay.
rolled a 4. You get 2 slices on your healing track.
I'm healed.
Lovely. Midnight. Big moon. Misty waters. The water, of course, is not quite as expansive as the void sea outside, but nonetheless this nasty, disgusting river that you can still see chunks of garbage flowing through. It doesn't reflect the stars in the night sky the same way the ocean does, but the water itself is still void black, just pitch black. And you see the ship, or the boat, pulling up. You see them stop and flicker their lanterns, and then the lantern flickering in return. And now we will go ahead and do our engagement roll. And for any viewers who don't know how this game works, once we've picked our plan and detail for this goal, we will roll engagement as I've described to see how the first obstacle goes when we're meeting it. So, I would say the first obstacle in general would probably be them having lanterns pointed out at the water. So hold on, let's see. Engagement rolls. So, is this a bold or daring operation?
Yes.
Yes. Does it expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
That was the entire point of what Victor was establishing at the beginning.
Excellent. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
I think that we have friends in the Lost that are goody-goody vigilantes and, like, kind of adhere to no man. And they're kind of their own thing. And I think we could ask them because they have, like, wherewithal and know-how.
And they're over at the docks, so maybe they've, like, seen some of these boats coming and going. They might know inside information.
And they had the other guy who's like, he was a great cloak, and he would turn on them or something.
I would say since you are on a +1 status with them, you're not besties, but that's not exactly inconveniencing information to ask them. Yeah, I'll give you that one. That sounds fair to me. That's some good roleplay. I like that. All right, so that with the default 1 die it starts you off with, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 dice for this engagement roll. So I'm going to go ahead and see how that goes. 46. Bam! 2 1s! If there was critical failure in this game, that would be it! Alright, so your ship pulls up and immediately you hear a voice go, "Wait a second! There's..." And then he quiets, but when he realizes he's shouting, but nonetheless you hear as the ship's lantern swings your way, and you're blinded as your boat is shown in full view of the ship. You're still pulling up to theirs, you're still really close, and your boat is frankly faster than theirs. But nonetheless, they are fully aware of the aware of you. Apologies. And one of them comes to the stern and says, "Stop! State your business!"
As soon as they turn the light on us, I'm going to swoon and fall into Vega's arms. "Oh no! I've been captured! I need help! Thank God you've seen us!"
I'm whispering down. What the hell is the plan with this?
What is the plan with this? What action are you trying to do?
I am
what
going
your goal
to-
is?
My goal is to make them think that Vega and Thingama have somehow captured me and they need to save me. I'm going to be playing on the Grey Coats.
I would say...
Toxic masculinity.
What action are you using? Consort, you said? Or...
Maybe sway.
Sway?
Yeah, I was thinking sway.
I will tell you, let me be real. They don't care, so limited effect. And desperate position because of your engagement roll. You're in a desperate position now.
Fine.
Alright.
Desperate. Limited?
Now, here's an interesting thing. Here's a mechanic. Someone else can do a setup kind of maneuver. Someone else can do an action to make your effect at that better.
I think
However, the position is still desperate. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thingama holds up his finger. Or actually, like a thing of pliers, and it's just the.
All right, that's fine.
No, it's not.
It's good.
Yeah, if you're rolling sway, sure, why not? Go ahead and for you it'll be a disky. It'll be real disky. It'll be desperate standard just for setting up her maneuver.
So my role is Desperate
his role is going
I
to be
roll.
yeah. Okay, so I wasn't this wasn't like an aid I was talking about.
Oh.
I was talking about an actual like do a thing, because your aid can only give her +1 die. But if someone else has a plan or a strategy or something they can do to somehow sell her thing, like an action roll you can think to make that would sell her thing here, it would take it from limited to standard effect. But if you don't have nothing, either go ahead and make the attempt anyway, or maybe try another approach.
When I
And
fall
don't forget,
into
you have flashbacks. This is where
when
you
I
would
fall
want to use
into Vega's arms, I'm gonna whisper, "Pull out your gun, threaten them."
Fine. I will very actively and aggressively pull out the gun, pop a shot into the air. You shut your dirty mouth!
Help! Help! Help!
Go ahead and give me a that'll be a sway, I'm assuming.
That'll be a sway.
All right, that'll be a desperate standard.
Desperate standard sway. I also get an extra die because of my special ability that says when I roll from a desperate position, I get an extra die.
You also get an XP from rolling at a desperate position.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Holy
Thank you.
cow, that's very good.
Yeah, I love that.
You said it was desperate standard?
Yep.
Desperate standard, bonus die, 1 bonus die. Go be good!
Oh, that's not that great. All right, so on a 1 to 3 being your highest roll, that would have been a failure. A 4 to 5, you succeeded. You did succeed. As you pull out your gun, you fire off the shot. You see like 2 of them. The 2 you can make out. You can't see the details of their faces, especially not with the bright light. You can just see silhouettes, but you see their heads like turning and saying something. And he turns and he says, "Let the girl go!" And you hear a gunshot as someone fires at you for a level 2 harm, as they get a really decent shot because you're in a desperate position.
I never like any of the plans that Barnum comes up with. I always end up getting hurt with everything.
And this was for a setup maneuver, so she still has a chance to do that. I don't know if that's how a setup maneuver works. I'm sorry, but I feel like it worked pretty fun. So, are you going to resist that or take that harm, Vega?
I'm absolutely going to resist that level 2 harm.
All right. So, to reduce it to a level 1, you can go ahead and roll your... This is against a physical... consequences from physical strain or injury. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll prowess. And that'll be just to see how much stress you get. So, by resisting, you succeed. Immediately, that gunshot, it just grazes you. It maybe just grazes your arm. And, like, you're looking down at Barnum. She didn't get shot. But, all right. You only take 1 stress. Congrats. That was lucky.
Nice.
Barnum, if you would like to go ahead and make your roll, you will now have Desperate Standard.
Okay. Well, that's not. I got a 2. That's not what you want.
All right, so that's a failure. Oh boy. All right, so you hear one of them say, "I know what consequence I'm doing." Oh man. Oh, this is great. So one of them says, "Wait a second, she's no damsel." And you don't know this voice, maybe personally, but for some reason you do. It rings. It just rings, that deja vu feeling, that tip of your tongue feeling when you hear that voice. And he says, "She's slippery. Make sure not to take any chances. Light them up." And you hear rifles and pistols just going off and blasting. Barnum, you too are going to take a level 2 harm. And you guys are going to take 2 heat.
Okay. I'll take the heat, but can I resist the harm?
Yes. So you guys hit the deck. Sorry. Let me retcon something. Let me spread it out a bit, because narratively it feels like this makes sense. Right? Bear with me.
Mhm.
Could I say that since it's a spray of bullets going everywhere, that all of you take a level 1 harm? Or maybe at least you and Jake in particular.
That's fine with me.
You little shit.
Spread out the
Fair.
damage a little.
That's fair.
This was a terrible idea.
Sorry. I have a lot
But
of
you still get the
regrets.
2 heat either way.
Yeah, I already took the heat. I already put it up. But okay, can I resist this now?
Yes, you can.
And I roll a fortune, right?
You roll for this physical harm, you will roll prowess. So you resisted it, you hit the deck. Vega, are you resisting or taking the level 1?
Two.
All right. Barnum, you just roll out of his arms and just hit the ground immediately. You take no stress. Congrats.
When you roll a critical on resistance. Oh, wait, no. Critical's 2, huh?
Yes, critical is 2 of them.
Ah.
Vega, wow, you guys both immediately drop as a hail of bullets just spray over the ship. Thingama, from where you're driving and your massive contraption of a boat, maybe you can't see as well what's going on. You just hear thunder clapping and just the of shrapnel and bullets hitting your precious Hubbledy.
I didn't know we had that many guns. Oh, that's not us!
I just
Now,
want to grab Vega and when we're both down, play dead.
Play dead?
Play dead.
Okay.
Thingama, is the boat still moving forward towards this other ship?
Yes, I would like to finesse it behind the ship. So, like, it's parked so that they can't, like, move their boat.
Very cool. All right. I'm gonna say that's still desperate. The situation has not improved for you guys, but I'll say that'll. Yeah, I'll give you a standard effect on that.
Standard. But I have 1 harm from residual ghost touch from yesterday. Or from last so I will spend 2 stress in order for it to be, in fact, standard.
Awesome.
Great band name, Residual Ghost Touch, by the way.
Right, trademarked.
Here we go. I rolled a 4 and a 3.
All right, so 4 is a success with a consequence. So,
XP because it was desperate.
and an XP because it was desperate. You're absolutely correct. So, I'll say, let me see, what consequence do I want to give you here? So many options.
Neat.
Well, first of all, the success is you do manage to maneuver the ship behind the other boat. You completely cut them off in terms of reversing. They can only reverse directly back into you. On the downside, they are close to you and could board you guys if you want. So I'll say that's the consequence, is now you're pulled up and they're starting to pull onto the ship. Like a couple of them have started climbing on very cautiously.
2 things. 1, Barnum and I are playing dead actively. As it stands right now, we got shot. That kind of thing. 2, I want to use a flashback to know exactly how many people are here. Exactly how many gray cloaks are here.
Ah, so a gather information kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that sounds cool. All right, so you can take. Who are you asking? Where are you getting the information? What action are you using? That kind of stuff. How are you doing this gather information?
Gather information through. I want to say I use my contact, the noble.
The noble. All right. So as you're pinned down in this boat, you're thinking back, remembering on this conversation. Do you mean the noble in contact with the entire crew, the one who sheltered you, or the one that knows you personally?
Yes, the noble for the entire crew. That way it's common knowledge for all of us.
Right, okay. Adelaide, right. We haven't spoken with her much. I won't roleplay her too much, but I will say every time you do see this woman, she's always somewhere lofty, somewhere like a hookah lounge or something with draperies and fine pillows and, of course, very expensive tastes. And she sees you ever since she sheltered you that night that, your father went through that stuff after your friend, what was her name? The other noble.
Rosalind?
After Rosalind helped you in touch with her, she's always been keen to help you on your quest for reasons and motivations she never quite shared. But as for knowing anything about the Grey Cloaks, go ahead and roll a fortune roll for your consort to see what kind of information you can get from her.
Consort fortune. Number of dice is 1.
Six. Incredible. She's leaning back, and we'll make it a smoke lounge. Why not? Clouds just wafting in the air, just heavy, thick, sweet smoke. And she, of course, has her hair just done up in this most outrageous fashion, as many of the Akarosi nobles do. And she says, "As a matter of fact, darling, I happen to be very intimate with one of them." And when she sees your face, she says, "Not that way. He's a cousin, but we were childhood friends. It's very sad to see how he's gone. You're not planning on hurting him, are you?"
If I can avoid it, I'd like to.
Well, as far as I know, the Grey Cloaks aren't great in number. At most, they number maybe 10. As far as their ground operations, I doubt they would spare more than 4 or 5 on any given opera. I'm telling you 4 or 5. There's 4 or 5. So we come back to our scene. And of course, you having recalled this information, Barnum and Vega now hitting the ground, presumably having gone behind some metalwork or crates or something on the ship as these 2 guys have gotten on. Right now, 2 are on the ship, but you know for a fact the ones on the ship are pointing their guns. On the other ship are pointing their guns towards yours. What are we doing, gang?
I will then step from behind the wheel. Wheel? Mast? The wheel. The water wheel.
You're the inventor. You can call it whatever you want.
Use the eyeball you created as a steering wheel.
Oh,
one of those trackpads you roll your hands over.
like the mouse ball, yeah.
Yeah.
So
track
I
balls, right.
reverse it to stop. Then I come out from behind the track ball with 2 grenades in my hand, and I walk right up to the 2 on the boat and go, "All right, if you shoot us, we all die."
All right. Whoa. First of all, did you mark it off in your load?
I have 5 load, which is normal.
Cool.
Grenades are listed under alchemicals, which is under bandoliers of alchemicals, so I can mark that.
Cool. All right. So, what action are you doing for this?
I want to say tinker because it's just the gadgets.
What are the gadgets doing, though? Because in this case, unless you're using the grenades, it seems more like you're trying to bluff them or intimidate them or something right now. Like you're trying to punk them out.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to use the grenades in some way, like use them, then arguably tinker would make more sense.
Okay.
This
But if you're trying to
okay,
convince them with the quality of the grenades, that'd probably be a limited effect, you know?
I'll be like, "You got me," and then I bite on the pins, then drop them, and they are smoke bombs.
Nice switcheroony. All
When
right.
we're laying there, I just look over at Vega and I go, "Did he just throw grenades onto the boat?"
I don't think he's that dumb.
What you say?
All right.
Dramatically, both me and Barnum are just like laying there like...
I'm going to say that'll be Desperate Standard.
Desperate Standard. All right, so Tinker. Desperate. So, walk me through Unfriendly Game Master. What happened if someone were to tap out of their stress? Like, if I have very limited stress left, how does that play into trauma? What do
You go comatose.
Gone.
No, yeah, you do absolutely get a trauma. And once you get 4 of those, your character retires. It's basically, that's the measure of when your character's done. As much as your health is, or getting arrested, of course. So if you cap out on trauma during a score, your character goes catatonic for the score. You're done. You're KO'd.
So, how many? So there's 9 stress and then 4 trauma. So if I hit after my 9 and then I get a trauma, does that reset stress? And so I'll get 9 more stress. Okay.
Yes.
And then can you heal trauma, or is that just permanent?
Trauma is forever. Being a criminal is a permanently scarring thing. And I respect that about this game, is at the end of the day, crime doesn't pay.
Hey, kids, at the end of the day, crime doesn't pay.
Unless you're rich. If you're rich, it absolutely does.
Okay, so since I do have that less effect because of my level 1 harm, residual ghost touch, I will spend 2 more stress to get bumped up. I only have 1 stress left, so now it is standard. So, Desperate Standard, bop. No bonus die.
Oh, for the smoke bombs, because you walked me through it. That was beautiful. 4 means that you succeeded with a consequence.
No, of course. Fuck.
So, you drop the bombs, and they start spewing smoke. Let me think of a new consequence here. All right, so the best that I can think of course, is that it works, and you manage to dip off, and they start pursuing you through the smoke, and you manage to scuttle away, but and of course after they fire a few stormtrooper shots into nothing. But Barnum and Vega are now behind these guys and in a better position. So Thingama, your consequence is you're still in this crappy position, but as part of the success, your teammates are set up a little better right now. Still risky, but better.
I'm all over this.
So what you doing?
Because I have a new special ability, thanks to the fact that I leveled up, called Ambush, in which if I spring an attack from a trap or a hiding spot, we get another die. So, from this position, I would love to lead a group prowl roll for Barnum and I to hop up and just double assassinate both of these dudes really quick.
It's just 2 dudes
on the boat.
Let's go.
That is so cool. I want to throw up. That's so cool. Okay, so go ahead and both of you make that prowl roll. It's going to be risky, and because of the smoke, I'd say honestly great in terms of getting these 2 guys at least.
How many do I get? Vega gets some bonus die, but I don't get any, right?
Correct. I don't know if I'm going to say correct for now. I don't think that is correct, but I want to keep the game moving.
And I think I'm just going to stick with the limited effect because it seems like such a successful thing that we can accomplish here. Like, it seems pretty well guaranteed, as long as this roll isn't like the craziest horrible roll that's ever existed.
We're real big on 4s today, apparently, because that's what I just rolled. I don't know if I was supposed to roll.
Ooh.
All right, so We used the highest roll out of both of you. None of you rolled a failure, so no stress for Vega. But a 5 is a success with a consequence. It wasn't limited effect. It was great. So you're good.
Well, I was saying it was. I'm sorry, my bad. I was saying it was limited effect because of the level 1 harm that I now have because of the shot.
I
Grace.
understand what you're saying. That is a fair point.
Was it great before? Because then it'll just be knocked down to standard.
Yeah, it'll still just be standard.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
You're good. You don't have to beat yourself up, man. I got you. So, success with a consequence. Standard effect is still much better. So, nonetheless, you come up behind these guys, and you go to... Sorry. You go up, and you straight up... You go ahead and describe the kills. You succeeded, so tell me what happens. This is why we don't eat on the stream.
So once we were rolling there and Vega told me his plan, we did some big spy rolls over to the side and jumped up behind, just kind of snuck up these guys' throats and slit them at the same time.
Beautiful.
And they fell to the side, and we just see Thingama standing there behind them with a little screwdriver, ready to do some harm.
Awesome. Okay, so unfortunately, I do have to give you guys a consequence. And I'm going to say that the consequence is these guys are now like, shit, break off. And they're going to start and try to turn their boat around. And they're hiding somewhere behind their boat. And you see that the boat is now nonetheless starting to rotate very slowly, albeit.
So there's 3 of them left, correct?
Yes.
Oh,
and mind you, you hear dong.
I'm just gonna turn to the 2 of them and go, so much for no bells, and then I'm gonna trapeze on to run and then flip onto the boat.
Nobel Peace Prize! Wait, hold on. Thingama will loot the bodies.
Loot the bodies. All right. Well, on them personally, they've got just their personal gold pouches, for everyday use. Probably between them, they're carrying about, just on them, about 1 coin.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll reflect it in the payoff later.
Oh, okay, cool. And then I will start shoving one of the bodies off. You get off of my boat, Jefferson!
You do so, and it splashes into the water.
Okay. I have a move if no one else does.
What you got?
I'm thinking. Go ahead.
So since I can see them like starting to turn the boat around slowly, can I, after I push one of the bodies off, and meanwhile I'm keeping track for the other body to see how long a ghost comes out, like mentally I'm making my own clock in here so I can talk to Eckhart later. Then I use the boat again to finesse to, like, as it's moving, then the distance between the end of the boat and the dock, like, shortens, because that's how boats move. So, like, I will just keep pushing Hubbledepup closer so that I can pin the boat to the dock.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and what kind of roll are you going to make for that?
I would say finesse because it says handle a vehicle or a mount.
All right, my friend. I'm going to say because of your partial success last time, this is going to be risky position. But standard effect.
Cool. I will not spend any stress, so it'll be a limited effect. Boop, boop. And I rolled a 2 and a 6!
You succeeded. The boat isn't necessarily pinned up against the dock, but you are managing to shove against it. You're going to have to do more to pin it more than that because they're still working actively against you. But you're still in a decent position where you have most of the maneuvering control here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 8 to 10 minutes. We try to keep it short. All right, see you soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us tonight on When Can We Play Blades in the Dark? We are coming back we are in the middle of a score in which our crew is trying to interrupt their adversaries mid-supply, specifically going up to their boat in the middle of the night and assaulting them. So far, our crew did not roll well coming in, and the enemy crew opened fire on them and immediately pulled up their ship, or Thingama kept pulling up the cruise ship, and two of them mounted on, and Thingama took the time to throw down some smoke bombs to throw up a screen of cover, which Barnum and Vega took the time to come up behind and slit these guys' necks. Unfortunately, we're still not in a great position. The two boats are now interlocked, and we don't know where these other three guys are. They seem to have scrambled and whatever cover they can get on their little boat. And that's where we are currently. What do you do?
Oh, so I'm on the boat, the other person's boat still.
Okay, the Grey Cloak's boat.
I am. So,
Great cloak boat.
flashback.
Flashback.
So while we were in the workshop, Thingama made for me a little device, which quite like the one in our one game that we did that was unaired, where it teeters onto it, sit it down, you can wind it, and it up to people, and it has a remote that Thingama gave me that I can push to detonate it. And he made this for me. I told him I thought that it was a quite interesting little eyeball, and he maneuvered it and said, "Well, now it's a bomb."
All right, so I'll say that could be like a tier 3 type of grenade explosive kind of thing. That's a pretty good thing. I'll say that'll be just 2 stress.
Okay.
I almost want to make him tinker for it, but nah. I feel like the 2 stress is a fair enough cost. All right, so you now possess that.
Yes. So I'm on the boat, and I wanna. You said the guys are steering the ship.
As far as you know, you don't see where the enemies are right now. You're on this boat by yourself, as far as you can tell. Like on the prow of the ship, there's like the middle section. Just in their case, just all these boats are like haphazard put together, a lot like Thingama's, except Thingama's is actual good quality under the hood. This one is just an amalgamation of metal and wood clumped together, not even a sail, and these guys are clearly hiding behind that or elsewhere. You don't know.
I want to say, as I'm sneaking over, I start singing a high-pitched little tune from the circus, really lightly. Just asking them. I can't sing, so maybe I need someone else. Come out, wherever you are.
And you hear, okay. And you hear a boot step as a figure steps out from behind, and he very slowly, with patience, walks out, stops, and turns to greet you. And of course, you recognize this face that's been burned into your mind for years. This is Hutch, the second in command of the Grey Cloaks and the orchestrator of the group that burned down your family circus. And in his hand, he's holding up what looks like just a bottle of alcohol, but he's sloshing it around, and as he sloshes it, it sparks and glows a little bit, and he says, "I know you're familiar with this. Bambi? Banjo? I forget what your stupid Skavic act was. Never could understand your stupid dialect. What brings you back?" He says to you just with the candor of an old friend.
Bambi works. That face has haunted me. It would be a shame if someone, I take out my knife, was to rearrange it.
You're too kind to me. I know I have aged pretty well, but flirtation will get you nowhere after you murder 2 of my mates.
I'm going to throw a knife, aiming for his... I'm just going to aim for his arm.
And I will say, and I'll warn you, as you rear back the knife, he just holds the bottle higher and says, "Go for it."
Out of character, I don't know what this bottle is. So I was like, am I supposed to know? Did I miss something last game? Okay, cool. Back in character.
And remember, in this game, in character and meta is allowed to weave. Barnum's allowed to go, wait, what's in that bottle? Because I am trying to telegraph to you as the GM, it is a something that is consequential.
Seems like a something. Badly. Yeah. Offering me a drink. You're not my type, Hutch. And then I'm gonna go for in that moment, I'm gonna go for his leg.
His leg! Alright. And
I'm gonna add I'm aiming for his shoulder and do a little screwball.
And what action are you using for that?
I'm partial to try to convince you it's just a skirmish, but I don't think you're gonna go for that. Probably finesse, right? No.
I mean, that would sound fair considering the specific aim. Possibly a hunt. But you're not really from a distance. I feel like finesse is pretty arguable.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a hunt to me. I wouldn't say it's a hunt. It's not because I don't have anything in there.
Let's not overthink it. But I will say, as you throw it, he throws the bottle. So, and to see how that goes out, that's what this roll is going to do. So, it's going to be, because this is your arch rival and he was a big consequence, it's a desperate. But, just because I love the scene you have given me, and for no reason whatsoever else, great effect.
I love it. Storytelling at its finest.
Storytelling. No bonus die, I guess.
Unless you get aid from a teammate.
I don't know how you guys can help me, and I don't think Victor can handle the stress.
Devil's bargain. I have one for you.
Let me hear the devil's bargain.
No matter how well you do at hitting him, the bottle is going to hit the boat. But no other consequence to you personally.
Hit the boat as in my boat?
Your boat.
How much stress does it cost to
to save my boat?
So if I contribute 1 stress to help her, is that legitimate?
You're saying, will you be comatose by hitting trauma or going over it?
I can jump into this.
Okay, great.
What you got, Vega?
I may be jumping ahead of the game because I want to try and solve.
You see this showdown going down.
If I see that this is going down the way I think it's going down, I would like to use a finesse roll to catch the bottle before it hits the boat.
In that case, I will take the devil's bargain if that is possible.
Woo! I know I said metagaming's alright. You're making my head reel. Rather than adjudicate, I like that plan. So, let me think here. Alright, bear with me as I force this to work mechanically. So, first, I'm gonna let you do that. But you're not aiding this roll. That's you dealing with the consequence later, right? Okay, no, let's do that. Let's move forward. Barnum, if you want to go ahead and do that and accept that devil's bargain on that consequence, okay.
I will do that.
All right.
So that means I have a bonus dice, or does that mean it becomes risky standard?
You get a bonus die.
Okay, cool. So we ready, guys?
All right, success with a consequence. The consequence is that the bottle starts immediately hurtling down onto the deck. Vega, you see this happening, and you know how I'm going to make this happen mechanically make sense? It's a flashback. The flashback simply being your reaction timing getting to the spot. I mean, Otherwise, like, that's how you could do it a flashback and spend 2 stress to do that. But if you want to make an action roll in the finesse thing, then it's going to be a desperate standard.
Oh, I've got plenty of stress to spend. Give me the 2 stress. This is a flashback.
Victor just smiles. All right, so because Barnum did succeed with her great effect, your blade absolutely does land just directly through his shin, and he does grimace, and he loses his calm demeanor and facade, and the bottle immediately, as inches from the deck, Vega's fingers slide underneath, just catching it and scooping it off. And Vega, you're holding it, and it's sloshing around in your hand, and it's warm in your hand too, as if it's generating its own heat. Immediately, he is going to turn around and say, "Get her!" And get her, because I did a voice. As immediately 2 men come out from the side. One of them has a blade, and he's charging you, Barnum. And the other one has a rifle, and he's aiming it. He was aiming at Barnum, but he's aiming just past towards Vega. What are you guys doing?
Are they all on the other boat?
Yes. Not Vega. Vega's still on the Hufflepuff.
Victor, go ahead.
I want to ram Hufflepuff into this other boat. Hard.
You had already done that, so narratively, what are you doing?
That was finessing it. Like, this is actually wrecking. Like,
there we go. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay, awesome. Please, by all means, give me that wreck.
All right, wreck.
I will say, you haven't really rolled a good. Well, you're not being targeted, so I'll just make it risky for you. Cut you a break. I'll say risky standard.
All right, and it's risky limited because I have a heart. There we go. And that is a 2.
All right, so for risky limited, oh boy. All right, so you immediately just power that gas, whatever trackball stuff you got going, you put everything you've got into it. As it just spurts forward, and you hear the crunching of metal against metal. However, the immediate and sudden lurch causes the bottle to fly out of Vega's hands and smash onto the deck, unless someone's going to resist it.
I will absolutely resist that.
Okay.
Roll your resistance.
That's going to be in prowess?
I'll say in this case,
A 5.
all right, you take 1 stress. As immediately you lurch and the bottle goes flying out of your hand, and you do like the quick, when you drop your cell phone, you're like, oh, and you're just slapping it up in the air, that. And you manage to go, and you catch the bottle in your hands.
So tired of this fucking bottle.
Meanwhile, Barnum, what are you up to?
I would like. So when the boat lurches, I'm guessing they both get a little off their footing, and I want to roll my not to be trifled with to take both of them and Hutch. Because I can engage a small gang on equal footing, so I imagine 3 of them is nothing.
All right, I will say Hutch isn't nothing. Him in particular. But you stabbed him in the shin, and he's not trying to engage you. He's trying to back out while these guys. So, all right then. In that specific instance, because of not to be trifled with, I'll give you a risky... No. It's still a desperate position, but what's your goal with the action?
To take out the 2 of them and then, fight him. Yeah, I want to kill them and then fight him. Or at least incapacitate them, if not murder them.
All right.
I have something to add on to this, if I could. Use the climbing gear
to blast a cable that latches onto the boat to give Barnum a way out of this situation, and then throw the bottle back at the boat.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So you absolutely do. You do that?
Yes.
You fire the. All right. You toss the cable. That's pretty cool. All right. It latches onto the other boat. It's a big target. You can't exactly miss. So I'm not gonna make you roll for that. As for the bottle, that would be a roll. So Barnum, I'm gonna give you. I would give you versus two guys. I would give you desperate, risky, but with not to be trifled with. Risky or desperate standard, at least.
At least, because not to be trifled with is
no,
meant
not
like
to be trifled with is sick.
people.
No, well, the other guy's running away, so desperate, great. Sorry, I spent way too much time deliberating that. Let's do
So
it.
it's skirmish for desperate great, right?
Yes, that sounds right to me. Go ahead and take your XP for the desperate roll, by the way. That XP will go in prowess.
Damn it.
All right, so... oh, man. All right. I've been pretty nice, but I'm going to be real here. You rolled a failure on a desperate position. Unfortunately, this guy who's charging you with his sword, that lurch that happened when when Thingama rammed the ship, and your footing misses, and you land directly onto his blade for a level 3 harm. Unless you resist it.
Well, I have Battleborn as my other special ability from when I XP'd up, which is you may expend your special armor to reduce harm from an attack in combat.
Nice.
I don't know how that's a new one from when I just leveled up, so I don't know.
Armor just counts as a 1 load slot, basically. Just to do exactly that.
Okay. Oh, there it is. So my expend my special, so I can reduce harm from that attack without taking on stress. I think is how I'm reading.
That armor is 2 slots, actually.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I have 6, so I'm cool with that.
But yes, you absolutely can. It will automatic without, like before you even resist. That'll bring it down to a level 2 harm.
Great, because I don't have room to resist it. So cool.
All right, so it just barely misses any vitals, but still the pain blasts through Barnum's body, not in the good way like lightning. And you have a level 2 harm gut stab.
Okay.
And this other guy, he's gonna go. This other guy, he is aiming on Vega. So Vega, that's the next consequence you're gonna deal with from an action. Barnum, you're currently impaled, and Hutch is currently running back from you. You don't know what he's planning to do yet. Thingama, you just smashed your precious Hufflepuff into the boat, and they're still not smashed. What are you guys doing?
Did it do any damage?
I'm afraid not. Not with that roll.
I'm going to, while I'm this close, I'm going to stab the guy that just stabbed me. Because
All right,
what else
you have
would
to
I-
use something besides skirmish.
Can I actually? I just want to shoot him from that distance, right there.
Point blank.
Yep.
All right, that is delirious. That sounds like a wreck more than anything, but no, that's a. I gotta be real. It's not really like a fighting back and forth kind of thing. I think this will be a wreck.
Okay. And what's my position since I'm point blank, like with my gun against his chest?
This will be a good old desperate great again. So that is a success. This guy stabs you. You describe what happens. Do you want to describe
He
this badass
stabs
scene?
me, and as I like kind of see it, my facade of the clown, like just for a beat, drops. But as it drops, I look down and pull my pistol out and hold it against his chest. Oh, game match. Fire off a shot.
He lets go of his sword just before you pull the trigger, and his body goes one direction and his head goes several others as he just plops onto the ground, and you hear dong.
Who's next?
The guy with the rifle is just shaking, and he's like, "Boss, what the fuck do we do?" And
I'm gonna turn it on him. I suggest you jump ship.
as you say that, you hear a as Hutch jumps off the boat into the water. And this
Follow
other
the
guy,
man.
he pulls his rifle on you, and he's taking his chances by taking a shot at you.
God damn it.
What are you guys doing?
I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously, I gotta try to jump out of the way, right?
How far away are we? Like boat to boat, like we're right there, right?
You are smashed into their boat, yes. And Paige, in regards to that, any action you make will presumably be involving getting out of the way or dealing with this threat.
Okay, good. I was like, I've gotta get out of the way. I want to say, I guess I just try to, like, just generally, like, get out of the way, which I think would be a finesse, right? No. I think thinking back to, I don't know what that would be.
I think for acrobatics specifically, climbing, tumbling, dodging, that would be more of a prowl type of thing.
I have an idea with this.
What's up, Vega?
If we are not very close, then I... hold on. No. I want to use a prowl roll
Okay.
to traverse over the top of this, climb along the climbing gear, and leap from it like a trampoline
Huh.
with a sword in hand.
That is extravagant and swashbuckling. I'll say for that one, I will give you a risky. You can have a standard. You got the climbing gear. You're climbing on it. The gun's not focused on you. It seems fair to me.
Alright, so a prowl, risky standard.
I'll probably get to punish you anyway, so let's do it.
I have to go limited because of the level 1 harm.
If you have to, do you have 2 stress to spend?
I don't want to. I had like just barely. I don't think it's worth it right now.
All right, so you succeed, but with limited effect. So you immediately jump off the rope and you come down with your sword, and he looks up and he pulls up and he fires his gun at you, and that is the consequence for the risky. You're going to take another level 1 shot in the thigh. Unless you resist.
No, I'll take that one.
All right, and because it's just limited, you didn't kill him. You jump down, and as he shoots, his gun is still up, blocking you as it just clangs off of his rifle, and he's trying to scramble back. He's still got his footing. What are you guys doing now?
I'm just gonna look at him and say, really? For Hutch? And then I'm just gonna push him over the edge of the boat.
He says, "You wouldn't understand anything about loyalty, witch." And as he's like trying to grind, this guy's apparently ballsier than we gave him credit for. So if you're gonna try to push him, all right, just a good old push.
I'm just gonna shove him off the side of it. I'm just done with this man.
All right, I'm gonna say frankly. No, I still have something. Sorry.
I'm gonna do a skirmish. I'm gonna skirmish with the man to get him over the side of the boat and just get him out of my face. I'm just done.
Awesome. Okay. Vega, are you gonna take a stress to give her a +1? Oh,
If the I feel like if the effect's great, I don't really have to worry about it too much. I'll just kind of keep him occupied with the sword to gun contact and let her kind of slip up under my arms. Just double fist to the chest off the side of the boat.
All right. Are you taking the stress for the plus to give her an extra die? Is what I meant.
No,
Okay.
I'll be fine.
All right, Barnum. Barnum, go ahead.
What am I positioned?
Position is gonna be risky. Great, awesome, great effect. You push him and just easily and he just 2 steps and just falls over the water. And you're smiling, looking at him, and then your vision focuses and you see Hutch holding up a pistol that he had snatched out of someone's hand, and he smiles and he fires it. And you're going to take a level 2 harm. Shot guts. Unless you want to resist it.
That's fine.
All right, you take the shot. And that's it. Their boat is cleared. And the people on the shore, they are standing there. They're still gathered there. But there's not a great number of them. There's only like maybe 2 or 3 on the shore. And you're only assuming there's more than just Hutch and this other guy. But
I'm gonna say I take the bomb that was in my pocket and I wind it up and I set it down and I go, let's just go.
So the boat is empty though?
yes, the enemy boat is, yes. And you see Barnum pulling out and winding up the little toy you gave her.
So there's someone still on the other boat with her?
No.
Me.
Then get the boat and follow me!
I hear Thingama yell that at me and I go, fair enough, and I take the bomb and I throw it to the shore, and when I see the little eyeball hit and go, I just push the button for it to explode.
Awesome.
As that's happening, I'm running to the stern of the boat. Not the stern. I'm running to the helm of the boat, throwing it around.
You know,
I'm
it's
just
really
standing
good. I
on the
wouldn't have
shore
corrected you.
and looking at Hutch and just, till another time.
You say that like you hold up your arm, blood just squirts out of your stomach.
I'll have something to remember you by, and you me. And from there, I throw a knife at his face.
And you're at this point, you are getting some distance. Thingama maneuvering the boat. And I'm not making you roll because they're not pursuing you.
Yeah.
It turns out it might have just been that small crew. So, sure enough, you're able to. This damaged little boat. Huppleteepup got more damage from the smash, but everything's intact, and you guys do manage to successfully get the boat away from this place and maneuver through the canals back to the safety of your lair underneath 6 towers. So let's do our payoff for this score. All right. And a bullet. You're pretty much Rasputin at this point.
Yeah, I'm done. All right, cool.
Everything you were doing throughout all of that, I was like, why is she still going?
Are you on the other boat right now, Barnum?
What'd you say?
Are you on the other boat right now?
Yes.
Dude, are you gonna keep that? Are you gonna keep that sword? Can I have it?
I think I'll keep it to remember him by, and I pull it out. Maybe I'll stab him with it.
Okay, I'll say, I don't care how psychopathic you are, you pull that sword out, you pass out from blood loss. Narratively. But that's where we stand now. For payoff, in terms of reputation you got from this score, you start with 2 by default. If it were against a higher tier crew, you'd get more. The Grey Cloaks are 1 tier above you, so you get 1 extra rep from that. Let's see. So that's 3 rep you're getting. Yeah, 3 rep total.
Okay, done.
You are getting, overall, between the small sacks of coins on the bodies of the guys you murdered, and the smuggled cargo they had, you guys, I'm gonna say you have 7 coin to spread between you.
So I think Thingama should have those 2 that he just looted, obviously, are just yours.
Thank you.
So the other 5, we have room for 2 more coin in our coin vault, and then we can give them between us.
And mind you, I will say that's a decent amount of coin for the Grey Cloaks, who are a small gang. Like, it's really interestingly a lot. But please go on. We should do heat. There was plenty of it. Heat is the abstracted way of measuring how much attention the group has on them from organizations, the guard, other gangs. So, this was extraordinarily loud and chaotic. I wouldn't say extraordinarily.
I was about to say for us.
You had a lot of gunfire just rocketing and ricocheting off, and the spirit belt, you killed 3 people. So that's, I'm going to say, just for the 3 people, I'm going to say 3 heat just for the deaths. But also for loud and chaotic, high exposure, 4 heat.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that seems brutal, but that's like the lore of the game. That's like the game's built-in punishment for killing everyone, is that you rack up the heat for it. And now we're going to roll entanglements, which is fun because I still owed you one from last time. So that'll be fun. So what's your guys' wanted level right now?
2.
2? That's awesome. That means I rolled 2 dice. How much heat do you have?
1.
Oh, that's not as fun.
Yeah. We just maxed this out for the second time. That's why we only have 1 right now. That makes it better.
Like, do we cure wanted levels?
Yes, you can reduce heat as a downtime activity.
Okay.
And that can get rid of our wanted level too?
Oh, that's a good question. Wanted levels, I think so, but I think wanted levels might be a matter of doing scores. Let me double check that for you.
Okay.
But in the meantime, for entanglement, you got... We're going to go with the usual suspects. Alright, so they grab someone in the periphery of your crew. Which friend is most likely to be taken? Ooh. I have something. Okay. So, I'd like to say at some point, Vega, when you had gone to meet Rosalind or Adelaide, actually, you find that they are both already meeting with each other, and there is an investigator, an inspector, talking to them. Now, mind you, Bluecoats, the town guard, they're just a gang. They're thugs. Inspectors are incorruptible. They are the only bastion of good, if there were such a thing, in this place. And they are talking to 2 of your most important, your absolute most well-connected contacts. And I'm going to make a fortune roll to see if they resist questioning. Or you could pay off the Bluecoats for 1 coin. This is 2 entanglements I'm hitting you with right now. Because the one from last session that I didn't give you. So
how much coin did I get?
You got 2 and I got 2 and I added 1 to our vault. And then Victor, why don't you take 3? 2 from what you had and then 1 from this. And I'll add 1 to our vault. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I'll absolutely spend the 1 coin to
Are you going to pay off for both of them? Because both entanglements that I'm hitting you with? Because that'll be 2 coin. 1 coin for each. So basically, last time we did entanglements, I rolled the same exact thing. Which is the Bluecoats start questioning your contact.
Yeah.
And just now, I rolled this, which is they question your contact. So I'm just doing both at once. So you're going to pay 1 coin for one of them and let the other get questioned?
Why don't we, as a crew, give Rosalind 1 of ours? Get rid of,
help her out.
And then you can do Adelaide.
That's
Or
fine.
yeah. So, is that
So,
possible? Because
Yes,
I'll use 1 coin to help Rosalind, my personal noble contact, and then we can use 1 of our crew stash coin to pay off whoever's questioning Adelaide.
That sounds good to me.
All right, so you walk up to the inspector, and You can't bribe inspectors is the thing. Luckily for you, he's not alone. He is working with some bluecoats nearby. And the bluecoats immediately, we don't have to hardcore roleplay this particular encounter, but they, in essence, after the inspector leaves, the bluecoats had intended to stand around and accost our friends a little more until you pay them the 2 gold. And they look different mixtures of disappointed and cocky that they own you. And then they leave. And Rosalind's just running her hand over her face. She's just absolutely anxious. Adelaide is just smoking one of her death sticks, just staring off, like, just contemplating something grander. And she sees you, Rosalind sees you, Vega, and she immediately starts smoothing out her dress and says, oh, I'm really glad you came. They were asking questions about you.
I figured.
And Adelaide goes, yes, absolutely preposterous, the things they were accusing you of. You would never harm someone, would you, Vega?
I just want to stare right at Adelaide without a word.
Rosalind looks between the two of you like, wait, what? What are you doing? Anyway, all right, so now we're in downtime. And I do want to say, I do want to change one thing. You did an action against the Grey Cloaks. Their opinion of you has gone down 1.
Okay.
That is just something to be noted. You are, I believe, as soon as I can find their little ticker, I think you're 1 point. That puts you at full-on war with the Grey Cloaks.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
So you see, let's do some downtime, and we can roleplay that at that point. So what would you guys like to do with your 1 downtime action?
Don't we get 2 because we were supposed to have some downtime actions? We got an extra downtime action for something?
No, that was only for the score in 6 Towers. That was because your hunting grounds thing.
I see. Okay.
Do we now only get 1 free downtime action because we're in war?
Yes. So right now, here's what happens when you're at war.
God.
You lose 1 hold. So your crew's hold on your tier 1 goes from strong to weak. So an enemy crew just has to do 1 score against you to bring you down to tier 0 again. Also, you only get 1 free downtime instead of 2, and you get +1 heat from each score.
+1 heat from each score from here on out, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Until this war ends, one way or another. And there's a lot of options for how it could end, mind you. Remember, open-ended. Like, off the top of my head, I can think of people you can try to socialize with, perhaps, or assassinate, or steal from, or frame for things, etc. You guys will have a week to think about it. In the meantime, however, that is the current scenario. So, in essence, the Grey Cloaks are on the hunt for you guys. Everywhere you go, there's a chance, realistically, that one of them's over your shoulder. Such is the life of a scoundrel.
I want to heal myself.
Well, if we do XP first, then I might have something that'll help us with healings.
I'm afraid XP is exclusively for the end of the session.
Then never.
I'm unconscious, so I would like to do some healing.
Okay. So you will have to... you guys will have to reacquire your doctor asset again. So, and remember, you can spend coin and rep for extra downtime activities. If you don't want to spend your coin, you do have plenty of rep.
I'll spend a coin for an extra 1. So I'll spend 1 to find the doctor and then 1 to heal.
All right, so we're acquiring an asset. That'll be your tiers crew. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll your tiers, your crew's tier, to see what quality doctor you get. All right, so you get a tier 0 doctor, so it'll roll 2 and take the lower one. You can spend I could be incorrect. I believe you can spend a coin, yes, to increase this result a level. So it could be a tier 1 doctor.
What did we have prior to? A tier 2?
Yeah, you had a tier 2 before, so this one will be a tier 0, unless you spend a coin to up it to a 1.
I think I'm cool with it personally, unless somebody wants to do that.
Y'all are hurt pretty bad, huh?
I've got 2 level 1 harms.
I got 2 level 2 harms. I spent a coin for an extra downtime, so one of my downtimes was finding the doctor, and now I'm gonna heal with whatever we decide to do.
All right.
I'll spend a coin to make the doctor 1 tier better.
All right, beautiful. 1d6. You heal 1 slice on your healing clock, unless you want to spend a coin to increase it.
Nope, it's cool. 1 slice it is.
All right. What else we got, friends?
I most certainly want to get wasted.
You gonna indulge your vice?
Yes.
You go ahead and get chocolate wasted. All right, you clear 3 stress.
Cool.
Trying to relax as much as you can while looking over your shoulder at the bar that you've seen gray cloaks before.
Let me see. How much rep do we have?
We have a good amount.
You have a chunky amount right now.
We have a lot.
I would. Can I spend a rep to see the doctor as my other downtime?
All right, rolling a d6. 6. You get 3 slices on your clock.
Do you want to do that too, Barnum?
Yeah, I should probably do that too while we're talking about it.
All right, rolling again. Up arrow, enter. You get 1 slice, Barnum. Something about this doctor, every time, like, you came in, the doctor was like, ugh, and, like, half-assed, and then Vega came in, and they're like,
He's sexist. That's what it is. Women are always fewer in hospitals and by doctors. He's sexist. I'm calling it.
I am also going to spend a coin to go ahead and fill out my pie.
All right, just gotta tick on Paige bingo. Paige fought for the people.
Should get extra dice for that.
No. All right, so what's everyone else doing?
So how many slices of health pie do you have, Barnum? 2. So if you do get fully healed, then do both of those 2 harms become 1 harm?
Yes.
Okay.
Stabby guts and shot guts.
Do both of my level 1 harms now go away completely?
If you filled out your recovery clock, yeah.
Yeah, I spent the extra coin to go ahead and fill it out.
Yes, they did a fantastic job on you.
So Thingama will go up to the doctor and take a handful of painkillers for him, and then a handful of painkillers for Barnum. So I will spend a coin to give you more healing, Barnum.
Oh.
And then I will indulge my vice with drugs.
Awesome. Barnum, you heal up 1 more slice.
God. Okay, well, I tried. All right.
Thank you. 1 more.
And then I rolled a 4 and a 1, but I get the lowest result.
Yes, because when you indulge vice, it rolls your lowest resistance score.
Resistance score.
And your lowest, for example, is resolve. You have no dots in that. Like you have no action dots. So
to make that better, I have to train in resolve. Man, that's a bunch.
Do you want a rep to indulge your vice again?
Yes. Well, can I? Can you indulge your vice multiple
Yes,
times? Okay.
absolutely.
Yes, I would.
every downtime activity.
Yes, please.
Accounted for.
Thank you. Because that stinks.
Are my little informational windows helpful at all on the main
Yes.
map?
Yes, very much.
Cool. All right. So Thingama, you clear 3 stress.
Man, I didn't know about the resolve.
Yeah, right.
Boy, yeah. All right.
All right. What are we doing, friends? And hey, you're not like in the wrong to be spending that rep and coin. That's what it's for. Like rep is you rack it up also to spend it. We're not in a hurry to build up your gang's tier. We got a little campaign, you know?
So I'm gonna spend 1 more coin, and to do that, I'm just gonna like take another. I'm just gonna like grab the medical bag out of the doctor's hand, and I'm just gonna be like, Thingama. I'm just gonna call Thingama over and hand it to him and have him like fix part of me. And just the whole time he's fixing me, I'm gonna stare at the doctor.
We're mechanically it's still the same doctor, but that's great.
Yeah,
This
I
is
figured that.
Tinkering with flesh and blood and bones.
1 slice.
That's fine. That takes it down to 1. I knew it was gonna be that. Okay.
Staple and scotch tape, huh, Thingama?
Yep. Mechanically, that's how I know. Mechanically, it's the same doctor.
It
but
looks worse. No, I'm kidding.
I don't care because it's my
it
memory
actually-
of a friend.
It unironically does look a little better. It's not oozing and it's not bleeding. So,
I just stare at
Progress.
him like,
and does that end the downtime activities portion?
Stress healed up.
All right, and who wants to give us a closing scene, like our camera zooming out before the credits? Anyone got anything?
I vote Thingama gives us an ending scene.
Thingama looks at in the workshop, because that's where Thingama is only ever. He watches Hubbledepup like kind of floating, like lopsided now, and like black steam billowing from the pipe and like huge dents, and he's watching his precious boat not on great legs, and then he turns around to his 2 companions and with a sigh then he walks towards his friends.
And then roll credits. Because you know what? We had a successful score, and that feels nice. All right, friends, let's go ahead and do our XP, which is awarded at the end of the session to basically just reward our players for being role players. So, who would like to go first answering the questions?
I will.
Thingama. Victor. You're Victor now. What's up?
Hello.
So, address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem.
Yes, I would argue that I did it multiple times. The first being ramming Hubbledepup into the boat for wrecking, and then the second threatening to blow us all up with the facade of grenades, but doing smoke bombs.
I love it.
Love it.
Love it. Oh, and here's the thing. This XP, the end of session XP, Victor, This is where you can also put points into the resistances. These points, the end of session ones, so like if you do a desperate action, you can't put that in your playbook. That only goes to whatever resistance it was under, right?
Yes, I rolled a desperate for insight and prowess, and I put XP in both of those. Yes,
exactly. But for playbook advancement, these XP questions at the end of the game, you can either put them in playbook advancement to work up towards another special ability, or put them in one of your resistances to start leveling those up.
Oh, that is new.
Everything's
Cool.
still new. It's all new.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. I like that a lot.
So just so you know. All right.
Great.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I would say yes, because I looted coin from the bodies, which was my whole purpose of proposing the heist. And then 2, for drives, I started an internal clock to see how long it takes for the dead body to turn into a ghost, which could be like an extra scene or something, but that harkens back to my background as an academic and my thirst for knowledge, which is the whole reason I deteriorated in the first place.
Take it.
Boom.
Did you struggles with issues from your vices or traumas during the sessions?
Nope, but I almost got a trauma, so that is real close.
Well, congrats on the playbook level up.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Oh, you're getting too strong too fast. I'm going to have to end this soon. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Victor. All right, who wants to go next? Paige?
Vega, go
Yeah,
ahead.
sure.
I can go, yeah. Sure, yeah. Whoever.
Did Barnum address a challenge with violence or coercion?
I would say so.
You sure? Yeah. All right. So it's funny because he killed everyone. All right. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yes?
How
Beliefs
so?
here. Yeah, I would say so, because the whole Hutch thing. I feel like that expressed all of my background and stuff.
That was super a gimme, but it also super counts. So yes. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas?
Do my vice or traumas count as my background? The trauma I endured?
No, your addiction to your lightning thing, or the traumas you don't have yet.
No.
All right. And finally, Jacob, my dear, do you believe that during this session you addressed a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, probably.
It's just what I do.
You absolutely did. Definitely with your gather information roll for sure, at least. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
With the conversation with Adelaide and Roslyn at the end, possibly a little bit.
If you think you should get one from that, then yeah. If not, then no.
You know what? No, I didn't express anything.
All right, that's perfectly fair. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
Nope.
All right. Kind of easy going for you, all things considered. And all of that having been... Oh, right, and our crew advancement. Cannot forget that. Did we execute a successful burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage operation?
Yes.
Tick. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
Yes.
Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one?
Yes.
And did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew?
Fuck the gray coats. Helping each other out.
Doctors are sexist.
Saving each other's asses when we put each other in terrible situations.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and take it, my
For
friend.
the coin.
At this point, your reputation is kind of in a state of limbo. The word's getting out about you guys. People are finding out about the killer acrobat, the killer clown, that is, the the shadowy figure with them, and some maniac dwarf that keeps throwing bombs at people. These are just the stories getting around, but there's no name for your crew. You guys gotta be thinking about that. But in other news, thank you everyone for joining us. Now, before we close out, I would love to open up just to answer a question one of our audience members had, because it was a real nice one, and I would love to add more of our interactivity. So, what was the question?
What do we like about the systems or the world, the setting?
Right. What was your favorite aspect about the system, world, or setting? And you guys don't have to be verbose, but please, any answer. How do you guys feel about this system, setting, and such?
I have been very involved with D&D for the past 5 years, so I'm very familiar with that whole system. So the fact that this is so dramatically different and it has you thinking of different ways to do things. So I have proficiency in tinkering and finesse, but like, how do I do that versus the risk of doing like a lower tier, like I don't have any charisma, or like my rec is lower. So that's really interesting to think about. The fact that role playing is like actual XP, that's amazing. The whole environment, that it's a dark, steampunky, Victorian, like with ghosts and just everyone's a ne'er-do-well, that's incredible. So I've been enjoying just the actual written story of this, but playing with y'all have been amazing. So thank you Barnum and Vega and our Unfriendly GM. That's the real takeaway. The friendships made along the way.
The best part of being a criminal is the friendships you make while doing crimes.
There's any kids watching.
Oh God, I hope so.
The best part of being a murder clown and murdering everything is friendship.
God, please, someone cancel us for our violence. That would be awesome. Thank you very much, Victor. How do you guys feel, Paige and Jacob, regarding the system and the game in general?
The battle mechanics, especially. Well, I say battle mechanics, but how creative you have to be to work your way out of situations without using the same skill over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I don't know. It's very, very challenging. And if you don't approach every situation with the utmost confidence, you're gonna get screwed. And then even when you do approach it with confidence, you still get screwed because the game just hates you. It just does.
That is true.
The amount of just pure piss and vinegar that this game was made with is astounding.
Shout out to John Harper. You have done an amazing job making us punish ourselves.
Thank you, Evil Hat Productions, who have been liking our stuff and maybe you're watching. Thanks for wanting us to be murdered.
And thank you so much for everyone for joining us tonight. Join us again next week. Same time, same place, same people, same criminals. And until then, I very much hope that all of you stay safe out there. I hope everyone loves each other dearly, or at least hates from a safe distance. And most importantly of all, without any sarcasm or glibness, I hope you get a game in this week. Everyone, have a great night.
That's me waving.